Connie Medeiros, and I'm here to go over the Dixon housing market for November 2025, though most of the statistics will be for October because there's always a delay in getting the information. I want to go over the basics and then we'll go into more detail. So this video is really for you if you're thinking of buying or selling in Dixon, or if you just kind of want to get a rough idea of what your home might be worth. This is for October. The median home price was $652,000. Days on the market were a little over 2 months, which, it's slowing down. So it's nice for buyers that they get a little more time to decide. But this is great for sellers, almost 100% of list price, which really indicates that people are being realistic about their home's value and pricing it correctly. In October, 15 new listings came on the market, but right now we have 37 active listings. And last month in October, we had 14 closings, but this month there are actually 24 homes that are currently pending for sale. We've got 2 new coming soon listings. One of them is acreage, so it's like over $1.5 million. And let's see, and then contingents, there are 6 that contingent means they're in contract, but they have some sort of contingency. Usually it's a loan contingency, an appraisal contingency. Sometimes it's inspections. I mean, there's many, sometimes people need to sell a home, so it can be that too. But I wanted to go over this with you. Is it showing? Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get mine to show the years. Whoops, sorry about that. For some reason, it's not showing the years. This is 2022, so there was, it was a busy real estate time and multiple offers. But then in 2023, we saw a dip in the pricing. So people that bought in 2022 and then needed to sell in 2023 they were underwater and they had a little bit of a hard time. This is 2024. We've come back up. And then 2025, there's hardly any change. It's a real stable market we're in right now, which is great. Prices are so high that with interest rates coming down a little bit, it's become more affordable. But still, even the first-time home buyer age has increased to 40 years because people have to be more established in their career and be making more money, where before it was always about late 20s, 28 to 30 was the first-time home buyer range. And people are starting to stay in their homes longer too. They're saying 11 years, where they used to move like 5 to 6 years. And I think that's partly because of the great interest rates people got. It's having them wait. And then here in Dixon, this is really nice. 76% of the people that are buying and moving, they're staying in the area. And we have a small, like 24% that are moving out of the area. But I think that's because of Travis, because military get transferred. So it's really a nice sign that once people are here, they love it and they want to stay. So interest rates have come down a little bit. They were a little over 7% at the beginning of the year. They did drop down to 6.1, and then Powell said that we might not get a rate cut in December, so they went back up. They went up close to 6.3. I think they're around 6.25 or something now. They keep going up and down between 6.1 and 6.3. Most people do think we're going to get a rate cut in December, but it'll be interesting since the government was shut down. We don't have a lot of data. So, but if you're waiting for the rates to come down, I would advise you to just buy what you can afford now, because anything can happen. We don't know. Bad news in the economy is actually good news for mortgage rates. They usually go down when there's bad news. October, and through the next few months, there's usually a lot more price cuts, which is nice for buyers to look for that. But it's also something sellers need to be aware of when they're pricing their home. They really need to be careful about their pricing. So, what's the winning moves for sellers? The best thing is to price it right from day one, because you don't want it to sit on the market for 2 months. So you need to have a strategic plan on what to do, and you need to get it looking as good as you can. I mean, paint is your best friend. It really refreshes the home, and it's not too expensive. And then if you're staying in the home, I bring a stager through to help you, decide less is more. So a stager is going to ask you to remove a lot of things. I'm also a trained stager, so I could do it for you if you prefer that. But if your home is vacant, I do virtual staging if you don't want to pay for the actual staging. And I put a website here that this is a listing I have that's virtually staged, just so you can get an idea of what virtual staging looks like. So for sellers, you might want to leverage the limited inventory. We're definitely in a seller's market. It's not a crazy market. It's more of a stable to seller's market. But with limited inventory, it's great. When rates come down, they think a lot more sellers would be putting their homes on the market, which would make for more competition for you. So it might be a good time. Now for buyers, what's a smart move? Take your time, really pick out a house you like, but get pre-approved. Be completely ready. So when you see that house that you like, you're ready. And be realistic. You're probably not going to have a lot of negotiation room, particularly when sellers are almost getting 100% of what they're asking. So you can always look at homes that have been on the market longer or have had recent price cuts. That might be an indication you might have a little bit more negotiation room. And what's the outlook for 2026? Most experts expect it to stay balanced. We're not going to see huge appreciation. That is what they expect, maybe 2%. It'll be around there, which is good for buyers because it's become very unaffordable with all the high prices and high rates. But they also expect interest rates to come down next year, which will help affordability, but might make prices increase. It's really hard to know exactly what is going to happen. And if you're wanting to make a move, I'm happy to give you a free consultation, a free market analysis of your home. If you don't want me there, I know some people pressure you. I would never do that. But I also offer an AI value. It's a little bit better than Zillow, but of course it's not as good as as an agent or an appraiser, because artificial intelligence, they just don't know whether your house has been updated, whether you have a pool, things like that. So it's always best to get a real analysis. And this is my contact information. Oh, and my email's not showing up. It's cjmrealestate@yahoo.com. Oh, and I'm not sure if I said that I would have a link for the AI artificial home value if you want to just click on that and sign up for it. Otherwise, give me a call, a text, and I'm happy to talk to you. All right. Thank you.